Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the FDP online FDP program on quantum algorithms and cryptography organized by KMIT Department of CSC and Now it's time to move on to the third session of today and also final technical session of FDP on quantum algorithms and cryptography. In this session, we are going to learn about future of quantum secure cryptographic systems. On behalf of organizing committee, I welcome Ms. Shanmukapriya Mudigonda to enlighten us with her expertise. I request Ms. Vaishali to give a brief introduction of the speaker.
Thank you, Mom. Good evening, everyone. It's my privilege to welcome our speaker, Ms. Shanmukha Priya Mudikonda, Senior Manager at Capgemini. She brings over 7 years of expertise in AI, machine learning, generative AI, big data, and cloud technologies, delivering impactful projects across finance, healthcare, insurance, and manufacturing. She has recently been working on cutting edge generative AI solutions at Vanguard, implementing large language models and intelligent recommendation systems. Along with her master's in computer science from the University of Cincinnati, she also holds prestigious certifications like AWS Solutions Architect, Developer Associate, and PMI SCAP PM. Beyond her professional achievements, she actively contributes to the Python open source community and has published research in image enhancement techniques. With her strong technical expertise, leadership skills, and passion for innovation, Ms. Mudigonda truly exemplifies the spirit of using technology to create meaningful impact. Please join me in warmly welcoming Ms. Shanmukha Priya Mudigonda to the session today.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. Thank you for inviting for Atal Online Faculty Development Program. Thank you for this opportunity. I'll share my screen. So today we are going to talk about future of quantum secure cryptographic systems. So here we are trying to address the emerging quantum threats that require innovative security measures to protect our cryptographic systems using various advanced computational capabilities. So the main agenda today is to understand what are the secure cryptographic systems, some of the quantum fundamentals, trying to understand what are the vulnerabilities in classical cryptography, also understanding what are the some of the post-quantum cryptographic algorithms that help us to overcome these vulnerabilities. Also, some of the migration strategies moving towards the post-quantum cryptographic algorithms. Also, various case studies where quantum is used across the world, and also some of the market trends, industry collaboration, and R&D, and also the strategic roadmap. So, what is secure cryptographic systems? It is a set of technologies, process, and controls, some of the security controls that can ensure our information always stays confidential. It is very important we protect our data from being accessed, read, or changed by unauthorized parties, even in the advanced threats like quantum computers. The core principles of secure cryptography is making sure we are always having the confidentiality through encryption. We are protecting our sensitive data, allowing only authorized parties to access it. Even having a data integrity protection. So digital signatures, hash functions, they help to detect the unauthorized changes, ensuring that data always remains unaltered. Authentication is also very important. We are identifying the identities of people who are trying to access this data, making sure we are always preventing the senders from denying some of the messaging actions. It is also important to use strong algorithms and key management to safeguard this information against the evolving threats. These are the some of the quantum concepts. What is its principle, where it is applicable in cryptography, and what is its security impact. Superposition is nothing but qubits can exist in multiple states, both 0 and 1 simultaneously. This allows to rapid computation and parallel processing. This increases the computational power, enabling the attacks on the current crypto. Entanglement is nothing but qubits can be interlinked. State of one qubit can affect other qubits which are interlinked around it. This is especially used in secure key distribution, QKD. This enables the detection of eavesdropping, making sure always the key exchange security. This is very important for the post-quantum algorithms, making sure whatever information we have is always secure. No cloning theorem is nothing but quantum states cannot be copied. This prevents the copying of secure quantum keys. So both entanglement and no cloning helps for us for eavesdropping detectable, always detecting whoever is trying to access this information. Measurement disturbance is nothing but we are observing a quantum status, whatever quantum state it is there, it is altered. So that can be observed through this measurement disturbance. So this is where the forms the basis for the QKD, which is nothing but the quantum key distribution. So the logical qubit formation is very important because physical qubits are just the hardware units. It could be the superconducting circuits of trapped ions used in quantum computers. Logical qubits are created by encoding information across these several physical qubits. So the benefits of logical will help us to offer greater fault tolerance and coherence, enabling scalable quantum computing for complex algorithms. So qubits can be represented by ions trapped in electromagnetic fields. We can also used in semiconductors, that is called semiconductor qubits. Also can be used using Josephson junctions to store and process this quantum information. So these are the different leading quantum technologies. Either it can be represented by semiconductors or Josephson junctions or ions trapped in electromagnetic fields. Companies like IonQ and Honeywell use this kind of an approach. What does quantum error correction mean? Quantum error correction is very important to guard the sensitive quantum data against all the decoherence, environmental noise, and hardware imperfections. This is done using logical qubits and also error correction codes. This will help us to have a fault-tolerant quantum computers. So the main key takeaways of these foundations is logical qubits can encode this information against the multiple physical qubits. This will form the error-resistant fault-tolerance quantum systems. And also the error recovery operations are used specifically to correct all the bit flip errors. Quantum threshold advantage happens after 100 qubits. So the major advantage starts happening. It could be faster computational power or having the high coherence time. This happens only after 100 qubits. So reaching the one-on-one qubits is a great advantage for quantum. So quantum is specifically implemented using programming languages like Qiskit, Cirq, and Kuiper. They are specifically used to design the quantum circuits. Quantum programs are run on the real quantum processors. So this is the biggest challenge in quantum computing. It could be decoherence and higher error rates. This is the significance of one-on-one qubits. So the major advantage in quantum happens after 100 qubits. That is where one-on-one qubits can help us to represent in 2101, 2101 possible states simultaneously. This will help us to have the highest speeds, also surpass the capabilities of classical supercomputers. So simultaneously quantum systems and applying quantum algorithms will help us for high amount of optimization. So it is very important. The quantum has a big advantage of improved coherence time. Now maintaining the quantum state up to 100 microseconds before decoherence happens. This will have a huge advanced coherence time, higher quality, as well as, even speeding up the processing and performance in quantum computing. It is also important to understand the advanced error correction. Like this is done using error correction codes. So upon detecting the errors like bit flip, phase flip errors, these can be restored using correct logical state. Let us understand what are some of the cryptographic algorithm types. There are 4 types of these. One of it is symmetric key. Symmetric key is nothing but it uses the same key for both encryption and decryption. This is where AES, which is Advanced Encryption Service, Data Encryption Service, these are some of the examples of symmetric key. This is especially used for data encryption and secure communication. There is also asymmetric key where you're using a different public and private key, one for encryption, one for decryption. This is where RSA, ECC, different kind of algorithms, cryptographic algorithms are part of asymmetric key. These are specially used in digital signature, key exchange, secure email. We also have something called hash functions where we have fixed length digest from input data. This is where SHA-2, SHA-3, these are some of the cryptographic algorithms, which are examples of hash functions. These are specially used in password storage, digital signature verification, data integrity. There is also post-quantum. This is specially algorithm that is designed to withstand the quantum attacks. So basically, quantum algorithms have high amounts of computational power, speed, parallel processing that can uh, provide a vulnerability to the existing quantum algorithms. That is why there are new post-quantum algorithms like lattice-based, code-based, hash-based. These are for next generation encryption, future-proof security. So symmetric algorithms, asymmetric hash functions, we can see these are used in different sectors like finance, healthcare, defense, national security, cloud, telecom, blockchain integrity, and also for the global communication. So we can see how different algorithms is used in different sectors here. These are some of the breakthrough quantum algorithms. One is Shor's algorithm that can efficiently factor large integers. It completely poses a significant challenge to the existing classical encryption and revolutionary computational security. Clover's algorithm can offer quadratic speedup for searching the unstructured database. This also significantly impacts the search and optimization tasks. There is also quantum Fourier transform that can convert the quantum data into frequency domain. This is very critical for Shor's and Grover's algorithm. So these are some of the important breakthrough quantum algorithms that challenge to the existing classical encryption. We also have quantum machine learning algorithms like quantum support vector machines, quantum neural networks. So these kind of algorithms like symmetric key, asymmetric hash functions, QKD, lattice-based different algorithms are used in different sectors at the same time, even used at the different countries. United States, also across China, Switzerland, EU, Germany, everywhere across the world for different sectors in cloud, defense, finance, and for different security purposes. So how does the quantum threat accelerating right now? So there is by 2030 or sooner, we are going to have cryptographically relevant quantum computers. By 2034, there's a high chance that either 17 to 34%, there's a chance of breaking RSA algorithms. So risk assessment predict that there's a high probability of breaking this kind of secure algorithms, which are, whatever cryptographic algorithms we have, these could be, break in or easily, decoded by whatever quantum algorithms we have right now. The 2044, the chance of breaking increases to 79%. And present, it is what the exact thing happening is harvest now, decrypt later, which means they store all the cryptography, whatever RSA encrypted information in cloud, they try to steal it and decrypt later when the advanced quantum computer reaches. So it is very important we start using the post-quantum cryptographic algorithms because the quantum threat is accelerating right now. So according to US, GAO and Global Risk Institute, some projections show that the 17 to 34% chance that quantum computer is capable of breaking this RSA. Also, quantum safe security is very critical for cloud. The quantum computers are advancing so rapidly, they could break the foundational cryptographic algorithms. It is also a lot of data currently being stored in cloud. Even cloud security for cloud, quantum safe security is very crucial. Basically, quantum computing offers exponential speedups in complex problem solving. Also, classical cryptography is highly dependent on the mathematical problems that are vulnerable to quantum attacks. Specialized quantum algorithms challenge the foundation of digital security. A lot of the digital security is also, dependent on Shor's algorithm, which is also one of the quantum computers can easily break and easily pose a significant challenge to the digital security. So there is an urgent need to protect the data in the quantum computing era. The security of digital communication is also at the risk from the emerging quantum technologies. So this necessitates the development of quantum resistant cryptographic methods. These are some of the key takeaways, like public encryption methods like RSA, ECC will become insecure in quantum era due to the Shor's algorithm, mandating the move to quantum resistant algorithms. It is very important to go for quantum safe solutions and start moving towards it. Let us try to understand what are the risks to the classical cryptography in the quantum era. We can see classical algorithms are vulnerable at risk. There is an urgent need for quantum resistant cryptography. The biggest reason for this is we can see Shor's algorithm factors the largest numbers efficiently. There is also this risks the data safety and developing the quantum secure protocols. So these are some of the risks. Quantum computers can threaten the foundational classical cryptographic algorithms. Shor's algorithm can compromise the public key crypto systems. This enables the efficient factorization, making classical public key very insecure. Symmetric encryption also remains resilient but requires larger key sizes. The minimum key size now should be of 256 bits. It is necessary to ensure the long-term security against the attacks such as Grover's algorithm. Let us try to understand how Shor's algorithm and also the Grover's algorithm poses significant threat to the cryptography. So we can see Shor's algorithm can factor the large numbers efficiently. This breaks the RSA security. RSA security is completely dependent on this factoring large integers. Because the RSA security is highly dependent on it, the Shor's algorithm can easily break the RSA algorithm. Also, the ECC and Diffie-Hellman is also highly relying on discrete locks, which also makes it easy for Shor's algorithm to efficiently solve this kind of cryptography. So these algorithms can easily break the RSA encryption, which are behind the public key, as well as whatever secure algorithms we are using to protect our data. Even Grover's algorithm can quadratic speed search in the databases. This is also makes it highly risk by making the previously secured key lengths to be highly vulnerable to quantum attacks. So this approximately the effective security becomes reduced by 50%. So this requires the proactive cryptographic updates. So these are some of the algorithms which are highly vulnerable. RSA, ECC, AES. These are the three algorithms which are part of asymmetric and symmetric cryptography. These are highly vulnerable to Shor's algorithms and Grover's, and this makes them highly critical. So this is very important to update them to the quantum safe solutions. So try to act now to integrate the quantum safe cryptography and secure your digital future. Prioritize and implement quantum safe solutions to protect your data now. Let us try to understand what is the quantum safe cryptography for securing future communications. Let us try to explore the advanced quantum safe cryptographic methods, something on quantum key distribution, post-quantum algorithms, hybrid systems. Let us try to understand the security enhancements and migration strategies, specifically to protect the digital communications against the evolving quantum threats. These are some of the strategies we are going to use part of this. One is post-quantum cryptography, quantum key distribution, and migration to quantum safe solutions. What are the strategies for it? What is quantum key distribution? What exactly are the foundations and principles for it? So quantum key distribution provides an unbreakable security. It uses the quantum physics behind it in order to enable the secure cryptographic key exchange, making the communications to be extremely difficult to hack. QKD can easily detect eavesdropping, like if somebody is attempting to hack your data or trying to access your keys, it will monitor the quantum key disturbances. What is the quantum state that is changing? It is trying to monitor that one by alerting users if interception is attempted during the key exchange. So this does not rely on computational difficulty, making it resistant to the threats. Like previous algorithms that we have specific to cryptography, they are highly, based on either mathematics or smaller kinds of factorization or database search. So it is no longer based on the computational difficulty that makes it hard to hack or access it. That makes it highly secure. So the QKD provides the unbreakable security. The hardware requirements for this is like a specialized hardware. Some of them is fiber optic cables or satellites to transmit this quantum keys efficiently and securely. So quantum principles here specifically in QKD are superposition, entanglement. These are the two fundamental principles that are being used here. Always enabling qubits to exist in multiple states, also decoding the information that is linked between multiple physical qubits. Let us try to understand the other strategy, which is quantum safe solution, that is post-quantum cryptography. This is addressing the quantum threats with innovative security measures. So PQC uses the advanced mathematical algorithms like lattice, code, and multivariate systems to secure the data against quantum threats. Post-quantum cryptography, PQC, is implemented via software updates. It does not require any specialized hardware, making the adoption very straightforward. It also has the infrastructure compatibility, making sure it integrates with the existing network infrastructure, ensuring the seamless transitions and compatibility with the existing systems. PQC can also design to strengthen the crypto systems against the future quantum threats. So this security is completely reliant on mathematical algorithms. Some of the three types of PQC algorithms are lattice-based, code-based, hash-based, multivariate, polynomial, and QKD. So these algorithms use complex geometric problems. So like how the previous, cryptographic algorithms are completely on mathematical computations, but this is more based on complex geometric. So this makes very difficult for quantum computers to solve. So this also provides a strong security for digital communications. It also uses error correcting codes to secure the data and completely reliant on cryptographic hash functions. Hash functions are nothing but the fixed length keys. This also makes it very robust for resistance. So the two types of quantum safe algorithms, Crystal's Kyber, Crystal's Deuterium, are completely based on lattice-based key encapsulation and digital signature scheme. These are essential for secure key exchange, secure soft core code signing, digital identity certificate signing, blockchain at multiple security of cryptography. These algorithms play a crucial role. Let us try to understand the difference between QKD and PQC. QKD uses quantum principles to detect the eavesdropping, but requires a specialized hardware and faces the distance limits. But PQC uses the geometric mathematical problems and works with the existing software that makes it very easy for high scalability and also for the diverse encryption methods. So security, QKD excels in secure key distribution for critical applications, while PQC supports for the general purpose encryption methods. So there is also hybrid cryptographic security where it uses both QKD as well as PQC. This helps to enhance the cryptographic resilience, also providing the super protection against the quantum computing. So PQC provides the protection, both data encryption and authentication. Hybrid approach ensures we are having a layered cryptographic protection. This provides a multi-layer security framework resistant to quantum threats. There are also other advanced quantum safe solutions. Some of them are secret sharing, key derivative functions, quantum cryptography. These employ the quantum mechanics for ultra secure cryptographic systems. Also, they can easily reconstruct the original information that also provides the resilience and security against data breaches. They also can convert the passwords into cryptographically strong keys for encryption. So these provide high protection against brute force attacks. There is also something called block and stream ciphers. These encrypt the fixed size blocks. They suit for the different application requirements. This can be used in multiple different domains or sectors and different diverse needs. The PQC can also be performed and deployed using AVX2 acceleration. This is type of a hardware acceleration that can improve the PQC processing speed. Telecom networks leverage PQC acceleration for real-time data security. So this hardware acceleration also reduces the computational overhead. AVX2 integration also minimizes the resource usage, enabling scalability and PQC implementation in telecom sectors. So this is specifically how PQC can be accelerated, used in telecom networks, also provides a future-proof communication security. Let us understand the NIST standards. Recently, there are few standards that are being defined that are FIPS 203, 204, and 205. These are the security requirements for post-quantum cryptographic algorithms. These provide you the guide to implement various algorithms against the attacks from quantum computers. It is also important to support industries in adopting these secure cryptographic practices. So some of the examples for this standards like FIPS 2023, the algorithms like Kyber, Diltium we discussed before. These are some of the examples algorithms for these standards. The FIPS 203 is specially used by government enterprises. FIPS 204 is also used by government, finance, and critical infrastructure. FIPS 205 is a stateless hash-based digital signatures. This is used in highly regulated sectors like IoT devices, long-term document signing, and firmware. So these are the quantum resistant crypto standards, and these are the different places where these are being used. So till now we discussed about what are the quantum safe solutions, in which sectors we are used, what are the different kind of algorithms. Now let us try to understand the quantum safe solutions in cloud. So it is highly important that lot of data currently being stored needs to have a data at rest protection and as well as data in transit security. So the quantum state algorithms, whatever safe algorithms we have, these should be used to protect the stored data, to maintain the confidentiality, to make sure the secure transmission of data is done across the networks against the quantum threats. Also preparing for the quantum threats, migrating to the quantum safe solutions, and making sure cloud platforms adopt these new cryptographic algorithms designed specifically to withstand the quantum computing capabilities. So the main key takeaways here are protecting the sensitive data from quantum attacks, adoption of post-quantum cryptographic algorithms. So current cloud, especially in my company, we use Azure. There's also AWS cloud, so multiple cloud existing vendors. They provide integrated quantum resistant algorithms, both to secure the data at rest and data in transit. So it is important we are securing the data transmission with quantum safe cryptographic solutions. The current trends in quantum safe cloud security are PQC integration. The cloud providers currently they use NIST PQC standards, which we discussed before, for key management and signatures. They are also using hybrid approaches where classic and quantum resistant cryptography run in parallel for defense. There is also quantum safe encryption, both Azure and M365 secure data with quantum safe algorithms against the future threats. So it is important for understanding how to practically deploy it, understand the challenges, security implications, and start migrating to these solutions. Let us try to understand the case studies in quantum safe cryptography, how different companies are currently using this, and try to understand the research insights in this. HSBC Quantum Secure Gold Trading Platform. So this uses various KEM algorithms for secure tokenized gold transactions. So HSBC is currently implementing the PQC, which is a quantum safe solution for faster and secure transactions. Whatever gold transactions that are done in this gold trading platform, these are completely protected using PQC. This is also uses a blockchain interoperability, like integrating with the distributed ledger technology while ensuring that NIST compliance standards are maintained. So this reduces the verification time by 40%. Whatever we are trying to identify the verification of an identity, even that time reduces. This efficiently increases the high value gold trading. This also enhances the security resilience. At the same time, we are demonstrating to the real world that post-quantum cryptography improves both security and operation. Even JP Morgan Chase, this is a bank in US, this successfully has operated the first commercial QKD for banking over 18 months. It has launched a $300 million quantum security program after observing various cybersecurity incidents, major strategic infrastructure investment. They're also having a secure communications across 15 data centers, established industry leading template adopted across these multiple global financial institutions. This is the pioneering for the quantum safe banking model. There is also Google Willow Quantum Leap. So they have achieved 105 qubit superconducting chip. Willow features 105 qubits, that is doubling the count of previous chips. This enables more complex quantum computations and research. This chips achieves the 100 microsecond coherence time, also the advanced error correction. This demonstrates below threshold quantum error correction exponentially reduces the logical error rates. So this is a huge quantum leap right now done by Google Willow. So these are the different quantum safe initiatives, both in finance and government critical infrastructure. We have seen the HSBC quantum gold trading, JP Morgan Chase, QKD network in financial sector. Similarly, government is also in critical infrastructure where Swiss Electronic Security is using NSA quantum safe transition. It is also using QKD for election security, which provides a quantum safe encryption programs, rigorous validation and interoperability standards. So these are highly used in Swiss elections for security. So we are seeing hybrid QKD with AES 256. This helps for the national security assurance, long-term operational continuity, cross-agency interoperability. So these are the quantum milestones. There is also IBM quantum starting vision. Till now, we have seen Google's Willow, which did breakthrough of 105 qubits. Now there is IBM, which is also aiming for 200 logical qubits, which is also for robust gate operations, efficient error correction, paving the way for commercial fault-tolerant quantum computing. Similarly, quantum safe solutions are also used in defense. Over 200 defense networks are currently being secured by adopting accelerating to mitigate the harvest now decrypt later attacks. There is a encryption of multiple protocol layers. Currently, vendors for defense quantum safe solutions are Nokia, Arcit, IBM, Fortinet. These are the multi-layer solutions for classified military use. There is also establishment of cross-agency interoperability standards. CNSA 2.0 guidelines ensure secure interdependent exchange. So new hardware, software must be compliant. There are certain standards that are being used part of it, which is NSA, CNSA 2.0. They define the quantum resistant algorithm requirements. Compliance with NAP protection is mandatory right now in defense. So quantum safe cryptography, lot of advances are done by Google, Cloudflare. These are some of the things where currently Chrome, Firefox also support ML, KEM integration by default. This protects the 4 billion users. There are also 500 Fortune consulting companies across industries are on the quantum safe transformation strategies. There is also banking trials happening now. We previously discussed about JP Morgan. There is also happening now in major European banks where they are deploying the lattice-based cryptography in production environments. So there is a minimum latency impact. There is also hybrid TLC deployment. This way using with Kyber, which also protects the 50% of global web traffic. Now try to understand what is the future of quantum secure cryptographic systems. So recently, after seeing the previous 2050 timeline, we can see there is a breakthroughs happening in topological qubits, quantum error correction codes. IBM has achieved their 156 qubit Heron chip, which also achieve the high amount of error, reduction of error rates. This shows the fault tolerant quantum computing. We have seen it about Google's Willow chip before, but this is about IBM. So this is a major satellite quantum communication progress across major international initiatives. Singapore and Japan right now collaborating on 50 satellite quantum constellation. This can be achieved by 2035. There is also European Space Agency Saga project that is also launching quantum satellite by 2027. China's Quest satellite is also enabled QKD over 1,000+ kilometer distances. These show that there is also major progress happening in the area of satellites quantum communication. There is Tianjin Quantum Communication Project that is also deploying QKD satellites across the real world applications by 2025. So these are some of the commercial success that is happening in QKD. Toshiba and achieved a groundbreaking 34.4 TBS second secure key multiplexing, tripling the previous quantum key distribution capacity. So they have achieved the high amounts of increasing the QKD capacity. There is also multiple other projects like VTEL London's Metro project. There is also security critical infrastructure in Singapore. China's Jinan's microsatellite enabling security key exchange. These are some of the commercial success in QKD. So all across the world, they are highly moving towards the quantum safe solutions right now. This is the market growth. You can see by 2030, there is like 2.5 billion USD usage in this QKD market growth. So the commercial usage in dollars is increasing to billions by 2030 in QKD market. So it is also important we are following the regulatory frameworks. We can see how different sectors are complying to this regulatory framework and also adopting to the PQC migration. So this is the specifically frameworks for driving the quantum safe adoption. So what are the migration pathways for quantum security? So it is important for now to understand what are the awareness of quantum threats, like what is the threats and risks that are especially currently they're posing to the existing cryptography. Then try to understand your cryptographic technologies that are with the highest quantum risk exposure. In one of the slides, we have seen what are the algorithms that have high amounts of vulnerability. So it is very important we understand which of those technologies have the high quantum risk exposure, then automate the cryptographic discovery, then establish the PQC test environment. So understand what are the platforms that offer this PQC and evaluate and try to integrate it with post-quantum cryptography. It is very important we practice the crypto agility and also use quantum key generation PQC deployment. So it is also important to understand the policies, compliance, and interoperability established frameworks. Aligning with the global standards like NIST, industry collaborations, always continuously monitor, oversight the post-deployment to detect the vulnerabilities and compliance. It is also very important to switch cryptographic algorithms in response to evolving threats. We have studied about the case studies, try to take the key takeaways, how different companies like HSBC, Gold Trading, JP Morgan, Swiss Election Security, like and also in defense, try to understand the real world examples and see how we can implement in our existing day-to-day life. So there is also hybrid crypto strategies. So integrate the classical and post-quantum cryptography. Combining these all algorithms can also enhance the overall security. Always balance security with system performance. Gradually shift towards a quantum resistant infrastructure. Address the cloud computing compatibility challenges. Ensure there is always quantum safe integration. Optimize the quantum safe algorithms, minimize the impact on the performance. So it is important to balance both security and performance. Manage security risks during migration. So these are the future research directions. So right now there is multiple algorithmic diversity. We have seen QKD and PQC, but now there are different multiple algorithm diversities where the future research can be done. Also understanding the QKD advances, like extending whatever secure transmission distances is there, improving the protocol efficiency and cost effectiveness. These are some of the areas where you can start doing more research on. Also, hybrid approaches and crypto agility. Organizations are encouraged to prepare for these transitions between cryptographic algorithms. So building these crypto agile frameworks that also helps to standards to evolve. Understand the current technical challenges. Try to future proof your security, making sure overcome these logistical hurdles. Yeah, that's all from me. Yeah. Kishore, I am done with my presentation. Any questions? If there are no questions,
Dear participants, do you have any queries? Thank you so much, Ms. Shanmukapriya, for the insights provided, which were valuable, and willingness to share your knowledge. Various new things we have learned in this session, such as secure cryptographic system, core principles of cryptography, quantum programming essentials, risks to classical cryptography, Grover's algorithm, and quantum impact on algorithms. More than that, various case studies and research areas which are going on in various industries, that's a new thing which we have learned in this session. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your time, effort, and expertise.
thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, Mallishwari ma'am, principal, for this giving me this opportunity to present today.
Thank you, Shanmuka.